listening to the Betmaker Show. This is the odds to win the Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club. Analysis and picks preview for Monday, August 10th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, here we go. The Golf Betting Podcast. Brian, Blessing, Cam Stewart. I'm in Las Vegas, about maybe 3,500 yards away from where Colin Morikawa plays.
Nice.
Seriously, the Summit Country Club's like literally as the crow flies is about, it can't be more a half mile max. And you know, Cammy, first of all, the shot he hits. Oh, there's two things. The kid wins, 23 years old, amazing. He's been printing dough this year. Think what we'd be talking about if he didn't miss the 3-footer in the Colonial.
Yeah, when we had him there too. We've been the president of this guy's fan club.
He's player of the year now. I mean, Brendan Todd was in the discussion, right? But now you've got a win and a loss in a playoff. I mean, at the moment, Morikawa's player of the year.
No, this kid's the real deal. All you need to know is this on the resume. Like, say we had to go to a court of law and defend Morikawa for player of the year. The guy has the same amount of cuts as majors. He's only missed one cut. He came on tour, and you know the quality of talent on this tour, Brian. It's huge.
Well, that's Tiger-esque.
Yes,
remember
Tiger-esque.
Remember the streak when Tiger was like, never missed a cut? I mean, what did that go for? Like 80,
I hate
90,
to say
something?
this, too, and I'm not taking anything away from Tiger. The top heaviness of the competition now and compared to him, like there was Ernie Els, there was Adam Scott, there was Jim Furyk, Bill, but you know what I mean? But now
No, it always gets better.
Yes,
the pool gets
a deeper pool. That's all I'm saying. So taking nothing away from Tiger Woods, and that's not our intention, but we have to give more respect to a guy like Morikawa.
But what I would also say, we know about don't go bananas, right? Because listen, look at Justin Spieth. He did the same thing.
Yeah, he's a dead man walking.
Right? Listen, Rory, the same thing. I mean, sustaining it is that's why you're truly great when you keep adding these things up.
How many guys have lost it and got it back? Lee Westwood was very close to quitting the game. Henrik Stenson went from a world-class player to like 400. Yeah, it happens to a lot of guys. Like, you have to break yourself down. It happens multiple times to some guys.
I'll tell you the one thing. One of the most amazing things, and yeah, he didn't get it done yesterday. But I mean, come on, man. Dustin Johnson, with his streak of winning every year, is remarkable.
Here's another thing we'll get to. I'm not sure if this guy did it on purpose or he's just a knucklehead or, Brooks Koepka is one of these guys. I get it. Like, I know about your arrogance and you know what I mean? You think you're better. I'm just saying, Brian,
he stuck a fork in himself.
He did. That's exactly what I was going to say. You don't mush something. You don't call out another guy. He's only won one. First of all,
did you see Rory McIlroy's
defended him? And I know what I got more respect.
Good for him. Agree. I'm a fan of McIlroy now for that.
So am I. It's so funny you say that. I was talking to Lisa, my girlfriend, and, she's asking who I got on the golf, and I'm saying cheer for Morikawa and Day, and we talked about this. I explained what Koepka did, and I said he's going to mush himself. I needed this guy. He was one of my bigger plays. I lost every matchup bet because of it, so thank God we had a piece of Morikawa live, Brian. But I'm going to say Brooks Koepka's not doing himself any favors. I know you want to be the villain on tour. Like
I thought Dustin Johnson was his friend.
I thought so.
I thought they worked out together.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't get what this guy is doing. Him and Johnson worked out together. I don't know. I almost think he's like not smart enough to figure it out. Like I think it was a mistake.
You're right.
But the bottom line is
you can sit there. I believe in myself and everything. But to throw a grenade
and the
at
other
him
guys too.
Like,
These other guys haven't won anything. Here's the thing, Brooks. Like, just worry about your business. You don't have to be Mr. Tough Guy on tour. I think he screwed up his words, but I still don't like the message. And it was bad karma.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen the guy collapse in a final round like that before. And
we got to get to this thing, but I got to ask you one question because I talked to a couple people that watched yesterday and they didn't know what I was talking about. And the golf coverage, to me, is infuriating.
Well, they don't show Morikawa who won the tournament.
Well, I can't believe you said that because I'm starting to sit there and go, That was what I was going with. Is that, a guy ultimately wins the tournament. They don't show him until he birdies 4 in a row and then he's there. But they show the same guys walking around. And Tiger, great. But when you're in the heat of the tournament, I don't care what McIlroy and Woods and Mickelson are doing anymore.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Show me the golfers that are going on now. And okay, but they don't even do, maybe twice in 5 hours or 6 hours of coverage, they do a crawl to tell you what the other scores are doing. It's brutal. Now, that I get that off my chest. But thank you, Cam. I'm sitting here. I got Morikawa and Fleetwood that were alive.
He's another guy.
But honestly, buddy, they're through 7 holes. Fleetwood was still at 6 under, and they didn't show him hit one shot.
I know.
Okay, so I got Morikawa, and you could tell he's off to a good start. He's hitting fairways. He knows the course, and they get to the 1 par 4, and it was like 4 or 5. It was relatively early. He misses a green. He blows the chip by 35, 40 feet. And I'm like, oh, that's a killer. That's a momentum killer. Right? They show all this nonsense or whatever. And they come back, and him and Champ are on the next tee. And I'm going, that can't be right. Morikawa was still 9 under par. And I'm like, you're telling me he poured that 35-footer in, and they never showed it. And I'm sitting there going, if he wins the tournament, he'll tell you that par putt he made won the tournament for him, and they didn't even show it.
It's the first thing I thought about. I'm watching the golf going, how do you not show this putt? You have to. You'll show a little tap in from a guy that's like 14 shots back. I know he made it. I couldn't believe it. Like, that's the thing. Like, when I look and go,
I thought it was a typo.
That's the thing. I went on my apps. I go, wow, he made that putt, because obviously I can't get a regular answer from these turkeys on TV.
What did I tell you about? We should be these
we're done. We're done. Like, and the thing is, I don't know what Phil was trying to do over the weekend. Anyway, we got picks to make. One final thing. I know he was trying to show up Nick Faldo, but you know what? It's time for these guys. It's time for Nick to move on. Like, I get it. You've had a great career, but these guys are mailing it in. I'm watching the golf coverage. It's like, guys, you have to do things differently. People are betting on this stuff. There's fantasy. Like, that's why the numbers are up. Like, get a clue of what you're trying to do.
So much downtime.
It's ridiculous. No, I prefer group stuff. Yeah, I watch more guys walking and looking at flowers and grass than I saw shots. The thing sucks. Like, it's
I don't mind the preferred group.
No, but you got to show more than one damn group. Like, they just the whole thing's a joke. Like, it needs to be blown up. Anyway, let's go to the Wyndham. Congratulations for Morikawa. I'm glad we got him live, Brian, but you're firing me up now. That's the thing. Like, why? They want us to pay for coverage on these specialty channels and stuff, and you can't even get the regular broadcast, right? I got to wait in the afternoon to watch a major and stuff. Like, golf's got to figure it out, because younger people are getting into this stuff. It's unacceptable. Like, people have, FanDuel teams and DraftKings teams and all this other stuff. You can't just, you need to show the leaderboard. There's other guys that are working. They just don't understand how to put it together, buddy. And I agree with you 100%.
Well, and the other thing they were doing too, Cam, like you're seeing the marks on the ball marks they were showing guys on putting greens hitting out of order. Like, they showed the one guy live, then they go somewhere else and they come back. Oh, and earlier Cameron Chapman, like, well, I already know what happened.
Yeah, it's just not a great job. Not a great job by the crew this week. Great tournament, though. Morikawa was Wood.
What a shot.
On 16. It'll go down in golf history. I was explaining that on my late show last night. The guy nuts a driver to 7 feet and hits the eagle putt. Are you kidding me? The chip in. And his putting was butter. Usually he misses those 4 or 5 footers. Everything was in the heart. Beautiful stuff. I wish I had more money on him. That's all.
Honestly, I was just waiting, to be the meat and the turd sandwich. Casey got me on group matchups. He played his lungs out. And honestly, Jason Day had a big shot.
I had money on Day, too. I needed Day or Morikawa. Those were my horses. So I know it was a pretty good tournament, other than all my matchup bets with by the way, man, I was telling Marie, we're sitting there, we're at the end. Not that she cares. As the winner gets $1.9 million. 2 million potatoes. I said, second place is $1.1 million. How about the putt? Scheffler doesn't go in. I'm going, Marie, that cost that guy $700,000. Yes.
Right. And then DJ pours it into tie for a second. That was a $600,000 play.
Hey, Paulina, more Gucci, more Prada. Hey, baby, what do you like, Michael Kors? We're in, baby. Yeah, you just throw it on the money pile like Mr. Burns.
Let's make some money tonight.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com.
So let's, who do we like here, Brian? You told me before the show.
I love a guy.
I got a guy. Is he tell me the range.
Here's the
I can't guess 140 guys.
It's in the 50 to 60.
But
before, you look at it and guess for a second. Let me just tell you, it's Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina, 7,127 yards, par 70. Webb Simpson is a stroke on the board, right? Because it's Carolina. You knew that. Cat's out of the bag. He's 10-1. Koepka is here trying to get more FedEx Cup points. Pass. Patrick Reed maybe at 14-1.
Closer.
Fleetwood. Now, here's the thing. The bottom line is it's the final event of the regular season. So there are guys, a lot of great guys aren't playing in this, but there are guys that are playing in it because they're trying to, first of all, get in the top 125. But it goes from 125 gets you in the Northern Trust. Then the next week after that, you got to make it in the top 70. These guys are now, at the last gasp, highly motivated to get points just to get in. There's some guys that are really on the fence. Nick Watney, Zach Johnson are outside looking in just to get in the FedEx Cup, believe that. But I think there are other guys trying to improve their lot in life. It's all about FedEx Cup points. Now, what do you want? You want the guy?
I already know who it is, right? It's TL, Tom Lewis.
Nah.
I
thought about him.
Oh, I got one. Racquetball glasses. Dylan Fratelli, 66.
No. You'll get it when I tell you this.
Brian Blessings at the Hotel California. Russell Henley.
No. Well, you're.
I got one. I would like to come over to your place to avec chez Rivi.
Bingo.
He spelled like Shay in French. Hey, you come over, Shay Rivi.
This guy drives me absolutely.
You just don't like his hat style, but at 55-1, it's a pretty damn good price.
It's the look. It's the look.
Yeah. He's got a
even Rhonda. She's Maria Rhonda. Even she said, I'm watching the golf over the weekend, and I swear to God, they show Chez Rivi. She goes, that guy's hat doesn't fit. I just started laughing.
It's like Chez Rivi thinks he's Tony Hawk, like he thinks he's skateboarding with kids. It's like, dude, it's.
Let me tell you something, buddy. I no, honestly, in this kind of event, this guy, he's always there. Ball striking. He misses so many 3-4 footers. He's the new Charlie Hoffman. He's an ATM machine. But honestly, I really think. I think he can come in here and do some serious damage. He's the guy I looked at. And then real quick, I'll just throw the others at you. The young guys I'd look at are Taylor Gooch and Joaquin Niemann. But it's that time of year. And I do have a future on Billy Horschel to win the FedEx Cup. And he certainly is currently sitting 50th. So, but the one thing, too, I think, in a weird way, you want the bomb? Did they give me the bomb price? They did. He played terrible this past weekend. But, the European Tour, we've talked about the drop-off of the European Tour because these guys are all these guys are now over here, right? They said enough. We're playing for the big money. And he's sitting at 143. He's got to have a good week to get into the FedEx Cup. And I think missing the cut's the best thing that ever happened to him this past week because I think a lot of guys expended a lot of energy. 80-1 on Danny Willett. He just spit the bit at the PGA, 75-72.
Yeah, I got no problem with Willett. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. I do have a problem with him. I think he might be around this week. I can't get mad though because when he won the Masters, I had a piece of him, so he gets a life pass for me.
Ditto.
He gets a life pass from all these other guys that have let us down. I start things off. I agree with you with Chez Rivi at 55. I think Dylan Fratelli at 66 is the type of guy that could show up in this tournament.
He can't win. I mean, it's gonna. I guess it'll happen eventually.
Kisner
At least
at 40.
Yeah, yes, Kisner, Carolina, sure. I mean, absolutely. I think, I think once Neiman learns how to win, he's going to be. The other moops. Our buddy
Griffin's
Moops
100 to 1. The guy's playing good golf. Like, that's crazy.
All right. How about this? JT Poston's the defending champ.
I know, and he's 60 to 1. You can't bet everyone, but there's a lot of guys like Tom Lewis at 60, Neiman at 50. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm basically looking who could win out of the big guys. I would fade Koepka, even though he's whatever. He has the talent. Webb Simpson back home game, but he's 10 to 1. Fleetwood, I can't trust in any situation. Casey might be burned out from that tournament. Rose got lucky. Like I'm looking to start things off. I can't believe you mentioned maybe Harris English or something. Harris English is playing good.
Okay. By the way, it's funny, man. This is scary for both of us, that how well we know each other, or we think this. I mean, literally, you mentioned him, and the next thing I was going to say to you, oh, by the way, I've never seen anything more incredible in my life.
It's ridiculous.
Than Justin Rose. He finished at 9 under. He finished 9th. A shot out of the massive tie of all the guys who were. Cam, this guy, he may have hit 10 fairways over 4 days, and he ended up 9 under par. I don't know how the hell. I don't know
either. He cost me like matchup bets that I smashed, and I look at the guy, go, how is he even like under par? He's like a magician out there.
He shouldn't have made the cut.
I agree. I'm not going to take him at 22 to 1 though. Watching that driver, no, I'm done. Like he doesn't even get a sniff of my money. That's tough, Brian, but I like where you're going with Chez Reavie. I totally agree. This guy gets no respect. He's 55 to 1. He's a dangerous player. He's always seems to be there. Moops could be there at 45. There's too many guys I like. I got to narrow it down. That's the problem.
I'm not far behind you. You're an absolute degenerate.
Oh, I'm brutal. Yeah,
you are, and that's, I said that with love, and I mentioned this about 5 weeks ago. I've kind of held to it to a degree. And this past week on the front end, I mean, I had, I took the Sung Kang flyer a few weeks ago. This past week, I only had 3 guys. I only had 3 guys starting the tournament. And, I took Adam Scott, who, boy, I'll tell you, Adam Scott played really good tee to green off a long layoff. Watch out for Adam Scott in a few weeks. But I'm telling you, I really believe this. If you're sprinkling on the front end, play grenades. I mean, really. I mean, okay, I'm more than content. That's a fair price on Chez Reavie. I'll make a firm play on him, and I'll sprinkle with a couple of grenades. And I'm waiting. The way to do this, I mean, Colin Morikawa was 35, I think, 35 to 1 for the PGA, and we got him Friday night. What was he? Was he only like 5 back?
At 50. Yeah, anywhere between 40 and 50.
And he got the worst of the tee
Exactly.
times.
It's a great way to gamble. Take a look at the guys like at the start of the day, guys who were like 150, 200 to 1, not even there. Like Matthew Wolff came out of nowhere in that tournament. Like nobody was thinking about that guy. If he hits putts, he wins the tournament. Like he's there with Morikawa. Maybe
he missed 2-3
footers. In the
playoffs.
So I agree with you. I'm going to load up, Brian. I'm going to go with. How do you not take Brendan? Do you like Brendan Todd at 40? This is a type of
every week.
I got to take him. Sorry, I got 2 guys early and a bomb. I'm with you with Taylor Gooch too. He's going to be my bomb. We were reading each other's mail. I like Brendan Todd at 40. Chez Reavie at 55. I don't know what to do with Tom Lewis. He might burn out this week, but it's a great price.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just one quick scroll down for the absolute. Grenade.
It's either Maverick McNeely or Lanto Griffin as my grenades, too.
See, by the way, and here's another thing, and we'll wrap it up. But one thing, how these tournaments are, this is smallish greens that are undulating, that are elevated, okay? But it's a par 70, which means there are only 2 par 5s, right? So ball striking is key. I mean, you've got to get birdies on par 4s. Mm-hmm.
And that's Chez Reavie does that. You're going to win.
And by the way, I think every time, by the way, Webb Simpson, top 10, 7 of the 10 times he's played in this tournament, bunch of runner-up finishes and a win. So, let's just cut to the chase. Webb Simpson's there.
Yep.
We know we're dealing with Webb Simpson on Sunday. But I would just, again, don't forget the motivation for the FedEx Cup points and all that other nonsense that goes with this. Man, Gooch is 140.
Gooch.
I'll say the name and then not bet him and be miserable. Coke Rack at 110, but I'm all about Chez Reavie. I really am. I really like Chez Reavie. I got to take a small flyer on Willett. I think his game is kind of back.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's not, but he's motivated. He doesn't need to finish. Like 15th ain't good enough. Danny Willett's got to have a big week. He's at 143. Yeah. He wants to get into the FedEx Cup. I mean, he needs a top 5.
And he can in this field.
Right? I mean, so the FedEx Cup, the FedEx points thing is an absolute thing you got to take into account.
No, I agree 100%. And, it's just one of those things. There's another guy that I can't even. We've mentioned a lot of guys. Christian Bezuidenhout. This is the type of course he'll win on. I watched a guy in the European Tour. He hits it straight. Like he's 66-1. I think that's a very fair price too. He barely missed the cut at this tournament. Watch out for him this week. I think he could be very dangerous.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So 3-pack. I mean, I'm all in. Absolutely all in on Chez Reavie. I gotta make a cut here somewhere. I think I will go with Taylor Gooch, and I'll go with Gooch over Neiman. And then I got to take the shot with Willett, but beware Billy Horschel. I'm telling you, it's that time of year.
It is. Yeah, he shows up, and yeah, I like your picks a lot. I'm gonna go with. I agree with Chez Reavie. I got to take Todd at 40. He could be there every week. This is his type of golf course, fairways and greens. The guy's always there. Like it's one of those things. I got to do it at that price. I think it's actually a good price. And a big bomb there. Denny McCarthy's a sprinkle for me. I think he'll be around, hanging around. I like your Gooch pick too, Bri.
I am, buddy. I got my future already on Hatton and Fitzpatrick. Take a Bic lighter to him for the match. Let me tell you something, pal. Let me tell you something. I think Bryson DeChambeau, I think, is going to win the Masters by about 5 shots.
I already bet him. Bet him before it goes down under 10-1.
Cam, I mean, I thought he played great. He really did. I thought his demeanor was good. Though the whole, he had bad breaks. He didn't go bananas. I'm just telling you, Cam. I'm just picturing it right now on 13 at Augusta. He's hitting it over the trees. I'm telling you, he's going to have a sand wedge in all 4 days on 13.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, he will. He will. He's 14-1 right now. Remember before we could have got him at like 25, like 30, like
if you made a prop, of a specific prop of the 4 days at Augusta, yes, no prop, will Bryson DeChambeau eagle 13?
Yes.
I think yes should be minus 240.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to be on the green, and and at least one of those times is going to be like a kick in. I'm with you. I agree 100%.
I mean, it's like Bubba, right? Bubba, the course is just set up for Bubba, and they tigerized Augusta, but you ain't able to tigerize this guy. I mean, he's carrying it 350.
Yeah, no, that course, I don't know what they're going to do for defense.
And it's forgiving.
There is no defense.
The Masters is forgiving. Now, the rub with him, where his wedge is still sketchy, and if he hits a dumb wedge, twice and spins it back into the pond and blows his own brains out, so be it. But and don't forget, before anybody even knew this kid as an amateur, what was it was at the end of the third round, he was leading as an amateur, and he hit it over by the maintenance shed on 18, and that was the end of it. But I'm just saying, I love the Masters, and boy, he is going to be tough.
I agree 100%. I bet him at 25 before. If you like him, get him before, because come tournament time, he'll be around 8.
Oh, he's gone now.
8 to 10-1. He's 14. That's about, like I'm telling you, that's still a decent price for a guy that I think will be there too.
Yep. All right. There you have it. There's a look at this week's PGA Tour stop for Cam Stewart. I'm Brian Blessing. Tee it up, folks. Good luck. Cash show winner.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
Well, Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com. And reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At betmaker.com and the Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling. An approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.